Alright chat, welcome back to another YouTube video. This is episode 7 of the Powerlifting Off-Season Training arc. I can't believe it's been 7 episodes already in like 2 weeks. Told you guys, consistency, that's the name of the game. Anyways, today's video, I specifically want to be talking about the 3 biggest mistakes that beginner powerlifters make. So I have my primary squat session today, and as this video goes on, I'll just be talking more and more about the 3 mistakes that I really think that a lot of beginner powerlifters keep making. I gotta focus on my lift. I gotta squat heavy top set of 7 today, back off set of 5, 2 back off sets of 7, and then we got some light bench work today. Good amount of work to be done today. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. Oh, my body's feeling good. Had a good dinner last night. We made 2 ribeyes, cilantro lime rice, guacamole, homemade guac. My Discord server has 900 people in it now, so it's awesome seeing this community grow. It's awesome seeing this community grow every single time that I post a video. The purpose of this Discord server is kind of like to help each other out. If you're not already in my Discord server, there's gonna be a free invite link down below in the description. And it's really nice just getting to meet and know who's watching my videos. I mentioned this in the previous video talking about like how I kind of want to know more about you guys, other hobbies you guys are into, because like the only bridge that I really have between us is powerlifting. I miss warming up with the kettlebell and machines. All right, the first mistake that I think beginner powerlifters make way too often is gonna be about their programming. Either lack thereof, not running a program, or going off program way too many times. Powerlifting is a sport that rewards longevity and consistency. If you're running a program, programs run between like 8, 12, 16 weeks long. It takes a lot of time to find the results that you're really looking for. So if you're going off program in the middle of a training block, like you're not really going to find the result that you're looking for. This is coming from someone that used to go off program very frequently early on in his powerlifting career. When I was very young, I used to have days where I just felt so good. Like I need to max out right now. Like I need to test my 1 rep max. And little did I know that that would set me back further in the progress that I wanted. It took a while for me to stick to a structured program, but that wasn't until I got my very first coach. Second I got a coach, like I was like, I need to listen to what he says, and if I max out, then I'm not only gonna disappoint him, I'm also gonna be disappointing myself. So there's like a double whammy there.
I might join a soccer league too.
Okay.
I don't know if you'd want to join.
No, I'm not joining a soccer league.
Would you do flag football?
I would do flag football.
But like with
not soccer. Saw a post on Instagram the other day. It was like, more people need to stop jumping red on lifts.
Well, obviously I can't jump red, but I used to go, like on my squat, when my max was like 170, I would go 70, 120, and then go from there. Like say I was squatting 140, I would literally do 70, 120, 140. And I thought it was a flex to get to your top set faster, but it really isn't. And I feel so much better taking smaller, and I'm not saying like 5 kilo jumps. I'm saying just like smaller, smart jumps that actually make you feel ready under the bar. When I took that jump from 70 to 120, most of the time it felt like I got hit by a truck. Like I would unrack that 120 and I would just be like, oof, like that's fucking heavy. So just plan smart warm-ups. I think that's part of the sport too.
There's a way to go about this. Like obviously like, it's okay for me to go from 1 to 2 reds if my working sets are with 4 reds plus, right? It's okay from jump to red if the next red isn't close to your max. Does that make sense? So somewhere around like that, that's a good threshold to see if it's okay to jump from red to red. Because at the end of the day, like 110 pounds is a big jump. Taking more jumps than usual and see if that makes a big difference with my warm-ups and see how I feel for my top set. Hopefully feel more ready for my top set. All right, chat. That was a hard primary squat session. Hit my top set of 7 with 225 kilos, 496 pounds. My first set of 5, the back off set, was the 210 kilos. So that was last week's top set for my first back off this week. That's the goal for each primary session this week. I'm writing these training blocks and I'm like, damn, this looks hard. This does not look easy to do. So we're gonna talk about mistake number 2. This is one of the biggest issues that I see beginner powerlifters make. This is one of the biggest issues that I see a ton of beginner powerlifters making. This is actually one of my biggest pet peeves too, and I personally used to do this a lot. It's ego lifting and not training to standard. These two things are going to stunt your progress. When I say ego lifting, I mean loading on some weight that your body is just not ready for, and you're lifting a weight that would not pass in a meet. That's what I mean by not training to standard. So like a combination of these two things, that's like a combination for disaster, a recipe for disaster. Ideally, you never want to train like this, but like especially when you're first starting out in powerlifting, you do not want to train like this. Coming from personal experience, someone that ego lifted a lot, used to train not to standard at all, not even close to standard. I would miss lifts in meet, I would miss lifts in training, I would injure myself a ton during training, and it was miserable. So learn from my mistakes so you don't have to. Honestly, it took me more than one lesson to actually learn it. Like I got injured so many times making the same mistake and I was just so stubborn. Don't be stubborn, don't be hard-headed like your boy. Anyways, chat, let's lighten the mood a little bit. I have to do 3 sets of ascending bench work. Last week I mentioned that I want to keep this day relatively easy because on Saturdays, my primary bench press session, I want to go hamski. I'm gonna try to speed run this bench press workout because I have not eaten breakfast yet. See, I'm already thinking about tomorrow's session because tomorrow is primary deadlift and primary bench press day. So like, this day's pretty much over. That hard part is done. I'm gonna see how I feel for the rest of the day. It is kind of early still, and hopefully like my body isn't gonna be too sore, too banged up going into tomorrow's session. So we shall see. I borderline felt like I was gonna pass out during that last back off set. That was bad. Also, before I forget, if you're looking for my free 12-week powerlifting program, click the link in my description and you'll have access to it in there. All right, chat, the other day I was talking about the holy trinity of boy dinner, boy lunch. Let's talk about sauce. I feel like I asked you guys last time what like the best condiment of all time was. I have not put you guys onto this yet. This is a Bachan's Japanese barbecue sauce. This carries my diets. This carries my ground beef, my chicken, my steak, whatever I'm cooking with it. Slaps. It doesn't taste like barbecue sauce, but it's great. It's not teriyaki sauce. It's like, I can't even tell if this is Asian or not. It doesn't, like what makes it. The last mistake that I wanted to talk about that I feel like a lot of beginner powerlifters make is actually outside of their compound lifts. I believe that, especially early on in your powerlifting career, for some people when they start powerlifting, it's like the first type of like programming for the gym that they've ever done. So they don't really have like an athletic background. They might not have like any history of resistance training. Whether your situation might be, like it's important to start off by pushing your accessories very hard and tracking them. I'm not just kind of like just dilly-dallying with your accessories and kind of just skipping them. You want to make sure that early on in your powerlifting career, you're pushing, prioritizing, and really focusing on building muscle. A lot of beginners tend to neglect this because they kind of only want to focus on their SBD, on their total, which is fair. Powerlifting rewards consistency, longevity. You want to make sure that you're in this for the long term because that's how you make the most progress over time. And in order to make progress over time, you got to stay healthy. You got to make sure that you're putting on muscle. At the end of the day, if you're putting on muscle, especially naturally, if you're putting on like muscle naturally, and I think this is a mistake because I tend to see a lot of people like either skip their accessories or they just don't feel like they want to waste their time or energy on their accessories. And it's just like, it's hurting you more than you think. It's hurting your progress more than you think. Those are the 3 mistakes that I feel like a ton of beginner powerlifters make. And let me know what you guys think. If you guys agree with me, if you guys disagree with me, if you think there's any other mistakes that I might be missing or leaving out of this conversation, let me know. I'm gonna go eat my lunch right now. Technically my breakfast, because I have not eaten a real meal today besides coffee and an energy drink. Wow, that's terrible. All right, chat. This is the male lunch, the ideal male breakfast / lunch. Nothing says boy lunch like eggs, steak, and rice. Yesterday for dinner we had ribeye and I had some leftovers, so I wanted to heat that up today. When I was younger, I used to have a lot of steak and rice and eggs. My dad used to make that for me a lot, so it's a bit nostalgic whenever I get to eat this meal. This sauce is so good. Today, I'm gonna be watching the 105s lift at IPF Worlds today. I told you guys in my last video that the 93 kilo class was gonna be a dogfight, and it was. It was so entertaining to watch. It literally came down to the deadlifts. One thing I did want to talk about was that Powerlifting American Nationals and IPF Worlds is a very quick turnaround time. And especially for the 93 kilo class, like they had to actually put up a total at nationals and then try to come back into worlds like 6 weeks later. That's a crazy turnaround time. Trying to do 2 back-to-back peaks sounds not fun. I did it one time and I regret it because I was snapped up afterwards. I don't really have much else to talk about today. I'll end this video right now. A little short banger video today for you guys. Hopefully you guys stuck around to the end of the video. You can let me know by commenting. Let me know in the comments who your favorite powerlifter of all time is, and it'll let me know that you watched all the way to the end of this video. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching another episode of the Powerlifting Offseason series. I'll see you guys next time.